Hi, this is going to be the first in the spotlight from chapter 5, defining and calling functions. So hopefully you've read through this chapter and you kind of understand what functions are and how they help with the development of programs. So in this one here, Professional Appliance Service Incorporated offers maintenance and repair services for household appliances. The owner wants to give each of the company's service technicians a small handheld computer that displays step by step instructions for many of the repairs that they perform. To see how this might work, the owner has asked you to develop a program that displays the following instructions for disassembling an Acme laundry dryer. So, step one is to unplug the dryer and move it away from the wall. Step two, remove the 6 screws from the back of the dryer. Step three, remove the dryer's back panel. And then step four is to pull the top of the dryer straight up. During your interview with the owner, you determine that the program should display the steps one at a time. You decide that after each step is displayed, the user will be asked to press the enter key to see the next step. Here is the algorithm in pseudocode. Display a starting message explaining what the program does. Ask the user to press enter to see step one. Display the instructions for step one. Ask the user to press enter to see the next step. Display the instructions for step two. Ask the user to press enter to see the next step. Display the instructions for step three. Ask the user to press enter to see the next step. Display the instructions for step four. This algorithm lists the top level of tasks that the program needs to perform and becomes the basis of the program's main function. This is figure 511, which shows the program structure in a hierarchy chart. So you have the main function, and then it will call startup message, then it will call step one, then step two, then step three, and then step four. As you can see from the hierarchy chart, the main function will call several other functions. Here are summaries of those functions. Startup message, this function will display the starting message that tells the technician what the program does. Step one, this function will display the instructions for step one, and then the following, you can see those step two, step three, and step four. Between calls to the functions, the main function will instruct the user to press a key to see the next step in the instructions. And then you can see program 5.3 is the code for this. That's what we're going to be entering here. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one up here and open a new file from it. So I'll be close to the same directory when I go to save it. I'm not going to put the comments in here. Now one of the things that I like doing is putting my main function at the bottom rather than at the top. That's the way I learned in a language called Pascal that I learned a long time ago. Um, you couldn't call a function that was below the function that was calling in the code. It had to be above. So that's why the main would be at the bottom. So I'm going to put the main function in first, and then we'll put the other ones in. So let me set up here. Okay, so DEF main, and then we're going to start with the startup message, and then so in this particular case, we don't need a variable for the input because we're not going to do anything with that value. All we wanted to do is to go to the next step after we press enter. So the next one is step one, and then I'm just gonna copy and paste this in, and then just change the number inside here each time I do that. Okay, so we go all the way down to step 4. And then that's the end of the main function there. So I'm going to put the other ones above here. So it's going to be a little bit different than what's in the book. So the next one we're going to do is our startup. And this one's going to have a series of print statements. So this program tells you how to, and then the next one. Disassemble an Acme laundry dryer. There are 4 steps in the process. And then we do a print to put some spacing in there. Okay, so now we got the 4 steps we want to do here. So step 1. Unplug the dryer and move it away from the wall. And then a print is put to separate it out a little bit from the next one. Then we're going to go to step 2. And so we're going to have a couple of print statements here. Oops, quote mark. So step 2 starts off, remove the back panel. Oops, wrong one. Sorry, we got to remove the screws first. Remove the 6 screws. From the back of the dryer. And then a print again. Separate things out. Step 3 is remove the back panel. From the dryer. And then our last one, step 4. And that is to pull the top of the dryer straight up. And then this one doesn't need a print under it because that's the last one, and then we're not going to continue on after that, so there won't be any more text on there. So this one here, so we're going to go ahead and save this. So save it in here, and I'm going to call this Acme Dryer. .py, and then I'm going to go ahead and run this. So the mistake I make a lot of times because I get in a hurry is without putting a statement down below here, main, it won't run. okay? Because there's nothing for it to call. It's just a bunch of functions, and it doesn't do those automatically in there. So now that I've got that in there, I can run this again. There we go. There's the instructions. Press enter to see step 1. There's the instructions for step 1. Enter for step 2. Enter for step 3. And step 4s didn't show up. So let me see what I did wrong on that one. I'd make mistakes on here too. Step 4. Oh, I didn't put the last one in here under that one. There. So run it one more time. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. Step 4. There we go. Got them all working now. So this has no use other than this one particular task. So nothing to input. There's no decision structures. There's no loops or anything. It just prints out this information every time it runs. But it's a good example. I'm showing you how to split up functions on here. So if you have any questions, let your instructor know, and they will get back to you with answers on that. And then we'll continue on with the next one in the next video. Bye.